Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. Now, next on the agenda is we're going to have here a prayer. Naomi is going to do a prayer for us before we get started. Thank you.
Oh, powerful. Okay. Oh, powerful power that is above all of us, that is above the universe. We thank you for bringing us together today to honor our fallen heroes. The people who put their lives on the line and gave up their lives so that we could have freedom and we could have peace. We ask you today to guide us on our present fight in D.C. to get freedom for all of those that are still here and in honor of all of those that fought for freedom that are no longer here. We wish you a wonderful, happy, and adventuresome day.
Thank you very much. Thank you. May the Lord be praised today during this wonderful day. And so now we're going to hear from a few speakers. About 5 people are going to come before you and speak a little bit. Let me get started with mine. I have a few words I'd like to say. So today we honor the men and women who pay the highest price for our freedom. The heroes and sheroes that go all over the world defending democracy. This is the day we honor the more than 1 million Americans that have died in the many wars in our country's history. Individuals who understand that a free world where people not only respect each other, but value everyone's inalienable rights, as described in our Constitution, is worth defending and dying for. In some cases, they fought to preserve the Union, others to defend democracy here at home and overseas, and all demonstrate to us what it means to put country before self. So today we honor the many men and women of the armed forces that helped make this country into the greatest democracy the world has ever seen. And we want to highlight those that, knowing their own inequity, have still committed their lives to the cause of our democracy. Think of the members of the LGBT community that for many years have served honorably while realizing their own struggle for social equality. Here in the District of Columbia, we want to pay special tribute to our own daughters and sons who knowingly fought in wars that they had no input in. They know that Congress declares wars they fight in, and they also know they have no voice in the decisions of those wars they fight, yet they are willing to lay their lives for the freedom of our country. Those individuals deserve the highest praises and recognition we can bestow on them. And so today, we remember and honor the 243 DC residents that died in the Vietnam War. We remember and honor the 547 DC residents that died in the Korean War. We remember and honor the 635 DC residents that died in World War I. We remember and honor the 3,575 DC residents that died in World War II. In many cases, DC's armed forces casualties are greater than that of many states, but our sons and daughters continue to serve with honor in all branches of the armed forces. In fact, more than 192,000 DC residents have served in the military since World War I. All served and continue to serve honorably in a country that continues to deny them full equality. Today, we also advocate for our country to take note and correct this grave injustice to the sons and daughters of our nation's capital. Thank you so much. Now we're going to hear from the Honorable U.S. Senator Michael Brown.
Thank you, and thanks for everyone who came out today. As Franklin said, today is a day to honor those who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom. I'm the United States Senator for the District of Columbia, Michael Brown. I'm elected like all other senators, but I'm not allowed to serve. I'm not allowed to serve the men and women from the District of Columbia who have served all of us, and that's wrong. Over 200,000 DC residents have served during wartime. If you look around the mall today, you'll see American flags everywhere. The man that wrote the national anthem was a DC Guardsman named Francis Scott Key, who was on a mission for the National Guard at the time. The man who wrote TAPS was General Butterworth, a Washingtonian who received the Congressional Medal of Honor. So every time the flag goes up, or every time the flag comes down, there's a Washingtonian involved. Unfortunately, when it flies proudly, Washington is forgotten because we have no star on that flag. And it's time to put a star on the flag. We come out twice a year, once on Memorial Day, once on Veterans Day, to say thank you to all the brave men and women that serve. But if you want to do something for veterans, enfranchise the 675,000 loyal Americans that live in the District of Columbia. This is a political anachronism that has to die. It's lasted far, far too long. And in our country right now, as we're separated on many different fronts, we need to come together over an issue. And as far as I'm concerned, this is a great issue to come together over. This is the basis on which our country was found. You can't have taxation without representation. So thanks for coming out. Thank you to every man and woman who have served. In my family, we've served all the way back to the Revolutionary War. We owe our freedom to the brave men and women who have made these sacrifices for us. But now is the time for us to stand up for all of them. And let's start here right in Washington, D.C., standing up for D.C. veterans and making them equal by making the District of Columbia the 51st state. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Senator Brown. Thank you so much for those words. We're now going to hear from the Mayor's Director of the Office on Veterans Affairs, Mr. Eli Ross. If you could please come out. Mr. Ross?
Thank you, Representative Garcia. Thank you, Senator Brown. Thank you to all the veterans that are out here today. Washington, D.C. has a proud military tradition. We have over 30,000 veterans that live here in the District of Columbia. Men and women who have stepped forward and defended our right to freedom, our right to liberty, and our right to a representative democracy. Yet, when they return home, these 30,000 veterans and their families are denied a participatory vote in our democracy. This does not comport with what we have decided to step up and defend. And I'm very proud to stand here today with our veterans here in the district. I'm very proud to address these veterans here today as a call to action that we all need to step forward and continue our obligation to serve so that we are not unrepresented on Capitol Hill, and so that we step forward and we have the same representation that we step forward to defend. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ross. We're now going to hear from the Director of Veterans for the local chapter of the NAACP here in our nation's capital, the distinguished gentleman, also my neighbor, Robert Branham. Thank you, Robert, for being here.
I want to thank you for being out here and being able to join Congressman Garcia and Senator Brown and Director Ross and my other veterans to honor the memory of all those across America and in the District of Columbia who gave their lives so that we can be here in freedom and prosperity. I also want to say very strongly that statehood for the District of Columbia is good for America, and it's something that those of us in the District of Columbia have been willing and fighting for and putting our lives on the line for every day. Statehood for D.C., God bless America. Thank you for your service.
Thank you, distinguished gentleman from the District of Columbia, himself a veteran. And now we're going to hear from Hector Rodriguez, who is an advocate for a number of causes, including statehood, himself a veteran. Thank you, Hector, for being here.
Hello, how many veterans here? Raise your hands. How many veterans here? Out here. Raise your hands. We need your help. Us veterans in Washington, D.C. need your help to secure representation, full voting representation in the Congress of the United States. All of us fought for our freedom, and now we're fighting a battle for the freedom of our people in the District of Columbia. We don't have a vote in the Congress of the United States, and we want you to join our ranks. We have launched the Veterans for D.C. Statehood, and wherever you are, we want you to join ranks and join with us. Today is a special day, Memorial Day, for those veterans who gave their everything, their lives, and for their families, so that we could secure your freedoms. And so we got one more last battle to fight, and that is the fight for the freedom of our families in Washington, D.C., and that's why we have statehood, because statehood means that we're fighting for our representation in the Congress of the United States. If you're a veteran, join us. I'm here. You can sign up with us.
Thank you so much, Hector. Thank you for all the work that you do on behalf of the residents, over nearly 700,000 U.S. taxpaying residents in our nation's capital. Thank you so much. And now we're going to hear from Mr. Harold Thomas, another veteran. Thank you so much, and a long-time D.C. resident, probably a native Washingtonian.
Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Memorial Day. I'd just like to say on behalf of the United States military forces that they all fought together as brothers in arms. They died together. And now those who are no longer here sleep side by side. And to them, God give the glory. I'd just like to say that on top of the Capitol of the United States of America is a statue called freedom. Yet we as veterans and residents of the nation's capital do not have the right to vote. And I ask your support in that endeavor to support the initiative for statehood for D.C. Thank you very much. God bless America.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas. Thank you for your service. Thank you for all that you do for the District of Columbia. And so D.C. has a number of heroes and sheroes, and we're going to hear from the shero right now. Susan Wooder, please come and share with us a few words, and thank you so much for all the work you do. I see you out on the trenches working to have our citizens be represented at the national level, and we're so proud that you are doing the work that you are doing on behalf of all the citizens of the nation's capital. Here we go. Thank you, Susan, for being here.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming out, celebrating Memorial Day, and also supporting the veterans. My name is Susan Wooder. I'm a Washingtonian. Grew up in Washington, D.C., and my last duty station was in Washington, D.C. And only thing I want to put out to everyone, don't give up. Help support Washington, D.C. to become the 51st state. And we have some very important business to take care of. and we have a long ways to go, but we can get it done with your support and your help. Don't give up on the veterans. The veterans is there for you through thick and thin. And God bless America, and God bless everyone.
Thank you so much, Susan. Thank you again for all that you do for our nation's capital, for the residents of our nation's capital. And now, folks, this is the end of the program. We're going to close it out now with the theme from Tops. I'm going to play that right now, and then after that, it's over. Thank you so much for being here and honoring our fallen heroes, those that sacrificed for our freedom. Thank you so much.